When people discuss GURPS ultra-tech weapons online, they usually focus on the conventional slug throwers, electromagnetic guns or lasers, but there is one class of weapons that for some reason nobody ever talks about – Grav guns. I guess they can be easily missed, they take up only one page. So what are Grav guns? Grav guns are super science TL-11 slug throwers that accelerate tiny hyperdense slivers to relativistic speeds using a pressor beam. They deal incendiary impaling damage with an armor divisor of 10. Just like electromagnetic guns, they require both ammunition and power cells. Grav gun ammunition is incredibly light and cheap, so they have a huge ammo capacity. They also have a recoil compensation mechanism that makes them recoilless. Thanks to their ultra-fast projectiles and lack of recoil, they also have high accuracy. Basically, they act more like beam weapons than projectile weapons. I have run some number tests against typical armor of TL-11 and other TLs as well, and found that there are two weapons here that probably could use a slight nerf. Grav Needle Rifle deals 4D damage, but I suggest lowering it to 3D plus 2. Sniper Grav Gun deals 8D damage, but I suggest lowering it to 7D. This makes armor worthwhile against them, but does not make the Grav guns irrelevant. They still are comparable in their effectiveness to TL-11 beam weapons and electromagnetic guns firing TL-11 hyperdense dart projectiles. Grav guns themselves cannot be loaded with anything but their hyperdense slivers. There is also a minor editing mistake here. Mini Needler is spelled differently on the table and in the text. Pyramid 326 says that Grav guns behave like normal guns underwater, divide all ranges by 1000 and reduce the malfunction number. Also, Grav ammunition has a supercavitating variant, double cost per shot and divide ranges in water by 20 and in air by 2. Honestly, I don't know how a supercavitating sliver would work, but this is super science after all. There are also a couple of other moments to consider that aren't really explained in the rules. First, the description says that in atmosphere, each shot is preceded by a laser beam, which creates an evacuated channel through which the projectile can pass. Does that mean that a Grav projectile cannot penetrate an area covered by prism smoke due to the laser beam being blocked? I don't know if this is intended, but I do let prism smoke block Grav guns in my games. I feel that it's appropriate and it makes Grav guns more interactive. Second, the Grav projectile turns to plasma and explodes once it hits its target. Certain ultra-tech armor, such as clamshells and many battlesuits, are laminated. They have double DR against shaped charge warheads and plasma bolts. This is stated clearly for some battlesuits, but is explained as something of a soft errata in the Ultratech Armor Design Pyramid article. Does a Grav gun projectile count as a plasma bolt or shaped charge? The description mentions turning into plasma, and they deal impaling incendiary damage, just like some shaped charged warheads, so I think they should be less effective against laminated armor. And that's it. As you can see, there are some minor moments that can make some questions arise when playing around with Grav guns, but I believe that with the suggested very small tweaks, they are balanced on TL-11 and you should not be afraid of including them into your game, if you allow super science of course. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.